800-348-1007. Cavs over the Celtics last night in overtime.
Yeah.
It was a good win. The fourth quarter rally. 118-114 is the final over the Boston Celtics.
Was hoping it would have been a little bit of an easier win considering Jason Tatum was out. But, hey, a win's a win, so I'll take it. And it was a very exciting game. I went to the screening of the new Scream movie yesterday, which was very fun.
Scream 6.
Scream 6, and it was a very fun movie. If you like Scream movies, go see it. It's a good time. And then as soon as I got out, I turned on the game on the radio, and I'm listening, and they're down by like 10. And then as I'm driving home, they get even with them, and I pull into my garage, and the game ends. It's tied, so I run upstairs, watch the end of it on overtime. What a great Monday. It was a good Monday. I got to see a Scream.
Took in a movie.
Yeah, got to see a movie before anybody else, and then I got to also see a Cavs win.
Were there any good screams in the movie?
Oh, there's some good screams.
Yeah.
We can't talk about anything really other than what we thought of it. Like we say we liked it or didn't. But I will say that it is probably the goriest Scream movie I've seen.
Well,
it's the goriest one.
You got to make the kids happy, right?
Yeah.
It's a Gen Z Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yep.
With Courtney Cox.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, back to Santora family disaster in Hawaii last week.
Yes.
Mary and her sisters in squalor. Squalor in Paradise is what we're going to call.
Yes. It's a great title for
the segment. Before they moved into their 4-star resort, they were staying with some island junkies.
Essentially, yeah. So we're at that place. I'm stressed out. My sister's getting on my nerves. She's, what's the word I'm looking for? We're ruminating in negativity, and we're trying to help her out. We're trying to, build her up. And then Thursday comes. We have a half hour still happening.
This is just what you want to do on vacation.
Correct. In Hawaii. We took a 12-hour flight to get there. So I drove through the night home from Chicago. I had no sleep to get us there.
And you paid for it.
And I paid for it. I paid for everything.
No good deed goes unpunished.
We get to the hotel Thursday. I finally snap. I had just gotten out of the shower, so I took a time to go swim, calm down, take a shower, put on the fancy hotel robe. I'm having myself one of my little fake beers. I go out we had a balcony that overlooked the ocean. Absolutely beautiful. I walk out there.
All three of you in the same room.
All three of us in the same room, double queen. So we had 2 beds between 3 of us. Walk out on the balcony. Those two are still talking about the same thing we've been talking about for 3 days. I get to the point where I snap. I scream like I haven't screamed in years. And then I stormed out of the room. I was so mad that I left the room that I paid for.
What floor were you on?
The 7th floor.
I was going to say it would have been a sweet move to just
jump off the balcony.
Off the balcony, yeah.
Right.
Just base jump off the balcony.
7th floor. Now, that's actually important because I was so mad and so worked up, I didn't even have the patience to wait for the elevator. So I stormed down 7 flights of stairs. That's how aggravated I was. So I'm aimlessly kind of just wandering around aggravated because I don't really have anywhere to go, right? It's not like I'm going to go to the bar and drink. It's nothing like that. So I'm walking around. I'm going over the conversation in my head. I'm fuming, coming up with things I should have said that I didn't, playing it out in my head. And it wasn't until I passed this one guy who was hammered. He's sitting alone on at an empty pool on a pool chair. And he looks at me and he goes, "Now that's a vacation," like that. And I realized that I am in a robe, barefoot, with a beer bottle in my hand. My hair is wet, I have no makeup on. I have very clearly just gotten out of the shower.
You stormed off.
I stormed off. I didn't take anything with me. So I'm like, what are these other people at this resort thinking my story is right now? Because I am, like I said, in a robe, barefoot, wet hair, no makeup, a beer in my hand, very clearly angry.
You're on vacation in Hawaii.
Right.
There's probably one of those people every 15 feet.
So I was like, so when he said that, it kind of snapped me out of my anger, and I looked at the situation from an outsider's point of view, and I just started laughing. I just started laughing out loud because I was like, People probably think I'm like off looking for my unfaithful husband or something. Like I'm like scouring the grounds looking for the man who wronged me or something like that. And it made me laugh. It made me laugh really hard because I'm like, I look insane. I look crazy right now. And then I started to look around. Not one other person in a robe. No one else is wearing their robe outside of their room. Very clearly, they're in clothes because they afford clothes. This is $1,000 a night hotel, you know? So people are like all dressed up for dinner. And
Maybe you get it started, though. Maybe you could become the trendsetter with just wearing the robe around the hotel.
Dude, it was really
becomes
comfortable.
You become
hotel.
robe lady.
It's fine with me. Robe mayor.
$1,000 a night hotel.
It was perfect. It was beautiful. And I don't regret it at all. So I start laughing, thinking about the situation. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to have a little snack. I'm going to have a fake tiki drink. I basically drank juice for an entire week. And I didn't have anything on me. I didn't have my ID. I didn't have a credit card. I didn't have anything to prove that I was the person I was saying I was. And this guy, my eyes are red from crying. I go to order like a fake pina colada, a virgin pina colada, to charge it to my room. And the guy goes, do you have your ID so I can match the room? I was like, no, I left everything up in the room. I kind of left in a hurry. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, I can't do it unless you have an ID, if you have a credit card or even Apple Pay. I'm like, I don't have my phone. I literally left with nothing. I'm like, so he probably thinks I'm either mad or whatever, trying to get back at somebody. I couldn't figure out why he would not give me this
Because you didn't have your
virgin
ID.
pina colada. Right, but then
But
you are wearing. She is wearing a hotel robe.
that's my
Right.
other thing. Where do you think I got the robe from? I didn't come in off the beach, you
Listen,
know?
But you could have been hooked up with some dude and then came.
Yeah, like I'm not actually
Right,
staying
stealing the
there.
robe.
Okay.
Yep, trying to scam free virgin pina
Yeah,
coladas.
it's not like I'm
trying to
ordering.
scam $4 of juice.
Those VPCs, boy, you can suck them down.
I'm not ordering like top shelf $100 tequila or anything. So I finally go back up to my room. It's completely dark, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I grab my wallet. I go downstairs. There's multiple bars. I go to the other bar, and my younger sister is sitting down there at the other bar. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? She goes, I was wondering where you went. She's like, you didn't take anything with you. Where did you think you were going to go? And I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm just going to walk into the ocean, and nobody knows. So me and her are sitting there, and we're kind of talking about it. And
It's like a White Lotus situation.
Dude, it
Somebody's
was a
going to end
mess.
up face
No
down in the
spoilers.
ocean.
no, nobody died. But her and I are kind of talking about it and joking around. And then the guy comes up, and I ordered some virgin drink. And he kind of looked at me up and down. He goes, you having a night? And I was like, yeah, dude, you can say that. I'm having a night. But then he didn't ask for any type of ID or anything when I said I wanted to charge it to my room. So
Same
that's why
guy?
I was, no, different bar.
Different guy.
Well, different employees take things different.
Yeah. Well, who
But
knows?
just the thought of me.
Is
in
it that
this-
weird, though, to be walking around in your robe in Hawaii?
Not one other person was wearing it.
Huh.
Also,
well,
it was
no.
night.
I was going
And
to say.
it was nighttime.
Nighttime. No, I understand. But I mean, if it were.
Because they have a spa there.
Yeah, all right.
People get massages
I
and
don't think
stuff.
I would have looked at you like you were a crazy person. You're just comfy.
Yeah,
Like maybe you have a bathing suit underneath.
I did not.
You've just come in from the ocean, but they
Were you
don't know
naked
that.
underneath?
I was naked. I had just gotten out of the shower.
Oh, well, that's what it was. You were sitting there crossing your legs like Sharon Stone.
Just had a nipple out.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we
Are you
can't
having
get
a
you.
night, ma'am?
You having a night?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, after that,
That's why you got the free drink the second time.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, all the ficuses are dying. Could you
free
please
juice.
close your robe?
Well, areola gets you a free drink.
Yeah. But after that, it was obviously very awkward the next day. We didn't
Areola.
talk much. And then she kind of
Hey, problem solved.
apologized. Yeah, she apologized and I accepted and everything was cool. And then the day we were leaving, I asked her to be in the room by 11. She came up at 11:40, drunk, talking about how she was hanging out with some old
AM?
lady named Doris, 11:40 a.m. How she had talked to some old lady named Doris and like, well, great, now we're all behind schedule. So
What a
then,
great old lady name, though.
Doris, right?
Yeah,
If you're going to
yeah.
get drunk, get
Point.
drunk with a Doris. She probably owns a dive bar back on the mainland, you know?
She so we get in the car, we're packing up. My younger sister had already packed the car, pulled it around and was waiting. And then we get into the car and everybody's snippy, another big blow up. This time she tells me to F off, forget you, why'd you bring me here? I never wanted to come in the first place, all this stuff.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, good, you never have to come again. You don't ever have to worry about me inviting you to anything. And my younger sister at this point, she's had enough. She's like, will you two just stop? Like, I cannot take one more minute of this. It was so bad.
I didn't even want to come to Hawaii
Right.
in
free.
in the first place. Oh, boy.
And it was for free.
Yeah.
Because I went to I broke my gambling ban. I went to the casino in Chicago. Alan, have you been to Rivers Casino?
In Pittsburgh?
No, in Chicago.
No, that's way out there, isn't it?
I was staying in Rosemont.
Oh, yeah, it's way out there. Yeah, no, I don't. I get lost in the suburbs.
It was 4 minutes from my hotel.
Oh, you gambled?
I gambled.
In Illinois?
In Illinois, because I was allowed. I'm not allowed to do it in Ohio. So I went in. I took $250 in. Does anybody want to guess how much money I walked out with? I was hitting
$10.
nonstop. I was there from midnight after my show, maybe 12:30, until almost 6 in the morning, playing slot machines.
You walked in there with $250.
$250 is what I took ready to gamble with.
You walked out with $10.
No.
No, she was hitting.
I was
you were
hitting.
hitting.
I was winning. And
$5,000.
Nope.
Less?
More.
More?
More than $5,000?
Yeah.
On the slots?
On the slots.
$9,000.
No.
5 figures?
No, $7,300.
Wow, good for you.
So I turned $250 into $7,300. And so I text my sisters a picture of all the money, and I was like, hey, vacation's on me. Like, don't worry about spending $1. You guys, I'll give you money for souvenirs. Like, and so I did. I took care of everything. I took care of every single drink that we had. I took care of every single meal, the hotels.
The whole thing was on you.
Everything. Because I'm like, this isn't even real money. I didn't have it 24 hours ago. Let's go have it this way. Because I also know they don't make a lot of money. So to go to Hawaii for a week, if they were to spend $1,500 on stuff, that would really put them back. You know? So I'm like, here, let me pay for it.
Were you playing the Gonzo's Quest slots?
I've never even heard of that.
Were you playing the Skeleton Key slots?
Never heard of that.
88 Fortunes?
Nope.
Hyper Gold Link?
Nope.
Oh.
All aboard.
Is that the most you've ever won?
That's the most I have ever won, ever, in a casino trip. And I know
Time for an unban.
I know, right? I know you guys don't believe in fate or everything happens for a reason, but I was like, kind of funny the timing that I go to the casino and win all this money right before vacation.
Well, it certainly was helpful. That's very
Yeah.
serendipitous timing. Yeah, that's great. I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
you
an
show up
unlimited bar tab for your sister might have not been the best thing.
Well, and that's also true that she drank at every single meal. But
If she was paying for some of those drinks, she might have slowed down a bit.
we might not have had as much drama, which is so really, am I helping or hurting here? But yeah, so I left half the money at home, paid for everything on vacation, so I wasn't completely irresponsible with it, you know. I put some of it away. I gave some to Brian as a I love you prize. Here you go. Thank you for dealing with me all the time. But
So
Hey,
you
we have to
kept.
deal with you too.
So
Where's our prize?
Wait, so for 6 hours straight, you just kept hitting?
I just kept hitting.
You
dude.
weren't losing. You weren't.
Well, I mean, you're up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So like I hit the first jackpot.
But you only spent $250.
I took $250 of my own money.
Right.
And I walked out with $7,300.
Gotcha.
So I took $250 of my money in, and I'm playing the slot machine, and then I'd like hit for 1,000, and then I'd go to a different slot machine, and I'd take that. So now I have 1,200, and then
You were switching machines.
yes,
Yeah.
and then I'd be down to 800, and then I go to another machine and hit for 2,500, and then I'd go.
Sheesh.
So I was like up and down, up and down, up and down all night, and then I finally left with $7,300.
Are you going to unban yourself here in Ohio?
No, I am not, because that night I was there for 6 hours. I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I didn't sleep. I gambled through the night, and it was a conference. They say that winning is the worst thing that can happen to someone who's a gambler, because it just makes you want to go back.
He justifies it.
Oh, 100%. And I'm like, but look at all the amazing things that gambling leads to. Look at all these fun treats we can have.
Fun treats.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hit for 6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, vacation was all in all 6 out of 10.
Oh, that high.
I mean, we got to be in Hawaii. That's the other
understand.
thing, is that it's like it rained 4 of the 5 days we were there. So
Yeah, see, that sucks.
and those
It can't
were the
be
days,
6 out of 10. Between the nonstop rain and the screaming and yelling, this cannot be 6 out of 10.
Well, we got to go whale watching. So I sent you guys the video. I put it on my Instagram story of like that whale that was right
Sister
next
was
to
wailing
the
the
boat.
whole time.
She was.
What's the problem?
She was.
You had
Right, yeah.
you had that right in the hotel room.
We did get one really good beach day where we went and laid on the beach for several hours and just kind of relaxed and enjoyed our time. We had amazing meals. The food there, obviously, it's like the freshest. We ate fish pretty much every single meal. I had the best sushi I've ever had in my life. So there were good parts to it. It wasn't nonstop fighting and arguing and bickering. That was just most of it.
Hey, sorry I missed your call. I was just calling you back to let you know that I love you and I miss you. And that I know you're done, so So when you get this, can you call me back? I love you, and I miss you.
Were you worried to tell Brian that you had $7,300 that was not going toward the new deck?
No, I gave him some. I was like, go buy yourself, because he has a
Oh,
broken-
look at that. She's making it rain
Yeah.
at Casa Brian. Wow, go get yourself something, a nice piece of ass.
Exactly what I get. Go get yourself something nice.
Mm-hmm.
No, he has a broken cymbal on his drum kit, and I told him, I gave him some money, and I was like, dude, go do something. Go buy a new cymbal or buy a new drum or do something. He put it towards his car. I was like, you are the most practical, boring person I have ever met in my entire
There's
life.
other symbols. Only one car.
Right. So he's like, yeah, but I'm just going to, I'd rather pay down my car. I'm like, you have had a broken cymbal for like 2 years. Why don't you just buy a new cymbal? Well, I think the money's better spent on my car. I'm like, you suck.
Hey, listen, man, nothing wrong with pragmatism.
Right. But my sister
That's
did.
how you don't get into trouble.
My sister did text me today and apologize again for the second fight that we had on the way to the airport. And I was like, I accept
But
it.
who's counting, right?
Right.
You still haven't apologized for the third or the seventh one that we had.
She tried to send me money, and I was like, it's not about the money. I told you that the vacation was free. I was just mad at you. All I wanted was the apology. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. But, for right now, we're not in a good spot, if that makes sense,
Alan, that bartender probably thought Mary was a pro. You're walking around the hotel in a
like
robe.
a hooker?
Yeah.
You think that's what I looked like?
I
But
don't know
was
what you
very
look like.
clearly crying.
You're walking, like a
Hookers
hooker.
cry. Believe me, they cry.
Hookers cry a lot.
Well, that's what snapped me out of it. When that
And the
drunk
door opens
dude,
up and it's stripper Scott. They're bawling.
that drunk dude was sitting there by himself, and he looks, that's a vacation.
Hey, you look like my ex-wife.
I was like, I look like a train wreck right now, barefoot, wandering around. Yeah, he might have thought that. That makes more sense.
Well, you got a hell of a story. A hell of
Yeah.
a trip.
It was.
Did you have your sobriety anniversary in Hawaii?
I did, and that was another thing that made me mad. Because, so I actually felt like
Is there
Bill.
any part of it that was fun overall?
I felt like Bill in this situation. So, like, obviously, I went above and beyond. This trip was celebrating both of my sister's birthdays. My older sister turned 45 while we were there. My younger sister's birthday's in March. So I was like, okay, I got them a bottle of champagne sent up to the room with like a happy birthday thing and cookies and all kinds of stuff. And then on my 4-year anniversary, nobody said anything to me. My younger sister was like,
Did they know that's what it was?
they knew. My younger sister was like, oh, hey, Mary, happy 4 years. And I was like, thanks. And then that was it. Like,
Well, she did say something.
But that was it.
What does she need to do?
This is
They don't need to do anything, but I felt like
they
I
could do
recognized
they
what
could do
Bill
something
felt.
nice.
Because I
Oh.
remember
She
feeling
bought them a free vacation to
thousands
Hawaii.
of dollars.
I see.
they could have
Got
said,
me a
hey,
balloon, or
let's make this day about Mary.
But it was all
And-
about your sister.
and that's what made me even more mad. Is that I was like, you didn't even realize
Yeah,
that
but some
today.
people can't get out of their own way, man. That
That I was like, you've made this whole trip about you, and then on the day that should be about me, it's still about you.
right?
That's what I was so upset that I was
Right.
like, are you kidding me? And you know what? Even rubbed it in more because when we were checking in, the girl at the front desk was like, oh, what are you guys, are you celebrating anything? Blah, blah. I told her about my sister's birthdays and I told her about my sobriety date. And her name was Shanley. And she sent up a care package. Congratulations on
that's
4 years
sweet.
of being amazing. Here's some Hawaiian treats for
Oh,
you.
look
And
at that. It was
like,
macadamia nuts.
it was macadamia nuts and like juices.
Macadamia.
and-
Macadamia nuts and some añejo tequila.
In her
Yes.
defense, for $1,000 a night hotel, that's the least you could do.
Right. Well, but
Well,
I was
but
like,
her sister, who didn't have to spend a dime, could have been like, you know what? We made dinner plans and
Yeah.
everything tonight.
wanna
like,
take you out
wanna
for
take
this or
you out
whatever.
or something. We want to make today about you for a little bit.
Yeah, special day.
For a little bit.
and it rubbed it in that I was like, the stranger at the front desk sent me a care package, and you couldn't even do anything.
Well, she is in the hospitality business.
I agree.
Yeah. But to your point, would have been nice.
Would have been nice. And I was going to text you, Bill, but then I still had a little bit of pride because I made fun of you so hard for crying on your birthday that I was like, I get it. That it's not that I expected them to do anything.
But you
It's
just want
just
the
that,
people that
hey.
you care about most
Yeah.
to appreciate you sometimes. Thank you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
retract my previous boohoo Bill crybaby brat
Boohoo
statements. And
That's
say
Bam.
that I, say
Thank
that
you.
I
You did that in such a
understand.
kind way. I feel so much better now.
Do you feel more understood?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Because I do. I feel like I understood that. I was like, oh, okay. Bill
He
gets
feels seen now
Yeah.
with your conversion.
Now
over
who's
to-
copying off of who? Yeah.
Right.
All right. I've got to take a break. If you'd like to text for something, 351